Everything that exists on earth has got a name, and mostly the name determines the purpose. In the household, there are different devices with different names, and the names will give its identity. Kitchenware with the names has got, there are different gadgets or different tools, different equipments with different names. So in the world of man, naming is specifically for identification. A person is known by his name. The identity, your passport has got your face and your name. So we know things, we know people, we know places by their names. And others, they have gone as much as they name people or places according to their occurrences. If that place used to be a place of joy, they may find it is called a joy place. Yes. So every name is for identification. But in the realm of the spirit, however, is so different. The name in the realm of the spirit is not for identification, but it's because of the purpose, because of the function, because of the reason why you are created. Be it if it's a person, God does not need your name to know you. No. He knows you. You know, you'll hear that I know you by your name. When you see the Bible calling up, God says, I know you by your name. It's not talking about that, the noun or which you are given, the letters, are lettered, the letters in your name. No. He is meaning that he knows your function. He knows your purpose, the reason for your existence here in eternity. And your purpose is what God knows before your existence. He knows your purpose, and then he brings you, he creates that purpose. He forms you in your mother's womb so that you can come and fulfill the function that you are created for. You see. So he doesn't need a name to know you. No. Let's check the book of Jeremiah, chapter number 1. Let's begin from verse number 1. This was let me begin from verse number 4. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctify you. I ordain you a prophet to the nations. So you see, before Jeremiah was formed, there is about formed. Let me try to subscribe. Before he was formed, formed here must be in time, that is on earth. He said, before I formed you in your mother's womb, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. How can you be known before you are formed? In the natural, things exist only because they have matter. They can occupy space. Anything that have volume and can occupy space. That's why we say in the natural they exist. You see? So existence in the natural force, at least you must occupy space. At least you have matter. So in this case, he said, before I formed you, I knew you. It does not. It does not apply to the natural world. The natural world, names are for identification. But in the spiritual world, names are for the purpose and function. See? So this is, we are using an example of Jeremiah. Jeremiah, before him being formed, he was already, he was known. You see? So God creates you first. Then after creating you, he forms you. The formation depends on the creation. And mostly, the creation comes first, then the formation comes the second. I tend to believe that's why we have two accounts of creation. The first creation, Adam was brought into existence, nothing that never existed. Then the second account is now you are designing that which was created to fit the function by which it was created. So you get that Jeremiah was created first. Then the process of forming, it is the process of aligning, is the process of designing that which is available to fit the purpose it was created on. You see, but before we go far, let's check Psalms 139. Psalms 139. Yes, Psalms 139. Let's begin from verse. We will read some couple of verses here. It says, "For you formed," 139, beginning from verse 13. "For you formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb." Now he's talking this about formation. Wait a minute. When he says you formed me in my inward parts and covered me in my mother's womb and covered me in my mother's womb. "I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw me." Sorry, I'll take it again. "Your eyes saw my substance, being yet unformed." Are you seeing it now? Being yet unformed. Your eyes saw. When Jeremiah is saying, "I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb." So he say, before this man exists, the eyes of God knew. He knew your function. He knew your purpose. That he knew the purpose that you're supposed to come and do. And he gave you a name in accordance to your function. For instance, he say, "And his name shall be called Jesus." Let's check Matthew. I show you something. God will always know you before your existence. Then he creates your purpose. Then he forms you in the natural to align to the purpose which he has created you. Then he gives you a name that is a name that fulfills the purpose of your existence. Yeah. Matthew and chapter number 1 and verse number 21, he say, "And she will bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Jesus." Are you seeing it? "For he will save the people from their sin." So the name Jesus is the savior of men from their sin. So the name Jesus is, when the name of Jesus is mentioned in the realm of men, of mankind, is to emphasize the purpose of this destiny, the purpose of this creature, of this being, the purpose of this particular life on the face of the earth, so that when men are mentioning, they are reminded the purpose. He said, and he called his name Lamech, and he called his name Noah. You see, names from ancient days has been with a particular purpose, has been always revealing the covenant of God, to a particular people that need to be fulfilled in that human vessels. So for the life of Jeremiah, he was known. It was he was, when you see Jeremiah being born, he was created before the father and the mother of Jeremiah met. And what was his purpose? It means that it is a possibility of God that has been packaged into the human flesh of Jeremiah that need to be fulfilled to benefit the mankind in his time. That is the purpose. So you understanding? So the name Jeremiah, his purpose is prophets. He will be a prophet to the nation. That means to bring the voice of God to his people, to remind people of the ways of God, and to rebuke them to return back to the alignment of God. That is his reason for existence. Like Jesus said, he shall save people from their sin. So when you see God gives people a name, it's not because he doesn't need a name to know you. No. I know you by your name. He said, I know you by your function. I know you by your purpose. He calls a name so that mankind can relate to you in accordance to the function that he has given you. It's not a title, but it's a function. Are you understanding me? And that is why in the spiritual realm, you know people even without introduction. When Jesus was on the Mount of Transfiguration together with Peter, James, and John, when Elijah and Moses show up, they needed no introduction, but he knew this is Moses. He knew this is Elijah. How did he know? Because in the realm of the spirit, you don't need the name. There is the supernatural knowing of each other. But in the realm of the spirit, we give people names so that the names is in line with their function on earth, their purpose on earth, why they exist. It is a waste of time when you exist without knowing your purpose. Are you understanding me now? So, see what the psalmist is saying. Verse 16, your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, and in your book they were written, and days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them. So it means their days, his times was already scheduled. How was it scheduled? In the time it was created. Here is formed. Before his existence, he was created. Here is in eternity. Every person is an eternity product. That you are an eternity product sent to time to deliver a heavenly investment to mankind, then you return to eternity. That is the age to come. This is still eternity. So here I say, how precious also are your thoughts to me, O God. How great is the sum of them. If I should count them, they should be more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Jesus Christ, when he came, he said, in volume of books it's written of me. So every individual, every man on earth, he is a purpose. You are not an accident, irrespective of your circumstances of birth. irrespective of circumstances surrounding you, you did not exist as an example. So you get to understand that every man, every woman here, God permitted you to come on earth. And there is what is buried inside you that need to benefit the human race. There is what the world need to benefit from you. There is what is buried inside you, solutions that are buried inside you that only you can deliver to the dying and paining world. But you cannot do that until you understand the scroll that is written of you. For example, for Jeremiah, he knew. You see, he found the scroll. He said, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. So at the point of knowledge of God, it means it's happened in eternity. He knows you. Then he creates you. Once he has created you, we can call it is like the creation of man. That is the blueprint of man on how you will function. He schedules who you will marry. He schedules where you will stay. He schedules your profession. Now, everything is locked in eternity. And he say, precious, sorry. Your eyes, that in verse 16, your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, and in your book they were written. All these were written in the book. I want to submit to us today that Jesus Christ, when he came, he said, in the volume of books is written of me, and behold, I come. He had discovered in the book what was written about him, and he came to align and fulfill it. So he was an eternity product who is on earth, not to live according to the demands and desires of this earth, but to look at the demand and the desire of the Father who sent him from eternity and align as the way God has scheduled his time span on this earth, then unleash and do it and accomplish it according to the time frame that God has given him on earth. Then he finished, then he ascended, he went in eternity. The same pattern is that once you are on earth here, you're not an accident. By God's grace, you may be given 50 years, 100 years, or 80 years, or 33.5 years, the way Jesus, our master, was. But what was the purpose? Is that the days you are here on earth, you spend every day of your life doing the will, accomplishing the purpose of your existence. And this is only possible when you know what was written concerning you in eternity. If you are ignorant of it, you lack the material to accomplish it. So when you are ignorant of the purpose of your existence, that is when we will lose the wisdom of this world. We will lose the wisdom of the devil, or we will use the secularism. We will use the culture and tradition to know what we ought to be. You see? And the problem is when we align our lives according to that pattern, we will fail. You see? So here, God created. You are created. Nobody can see what you are created here. When you are created, nobody can see. It's only God. So your destiny, created, this means is destiny. This means your purpose. So your destiny, you are all truth about your life. Schooling, talk about marriage, talk about job, talk about all the greatness that you will become. So here it is in eternity. Nobody knows it. But how do we get to know it? It is always in God's book. So because God so loved us, his will, his mind, and his thought are in his word. So for you, you will discover yourself. The more you begin to study the word and study the nature and the will of God, the more he reveals himself to you, and the more he reveals you to yourself. So he revealed the destiny he created you to fulfill. He revealed the path he created you to follow. He revealed to you the places he wanted you to stay. He revealed to you the man you will marry, or the woman you will marry. He revealed to you the number of children your pattern of life you will be found. Now, here where he formed, God forms you in a mother's womb. Why? As a spiritual product, as a spiritual entity, you cannot achieve anything here on earth without the body. So God required that. Now this is for example, the way Jeremiah, God knew him before he formed him. He knew him, he gave him the purpose and everything. But for the man Jeremiah to accomplish the purpose which he was created to fulfill, he required a body. On this natural earth, you can't do anything without having a natural body. Only men with natural body are permitted to function on earth. Without the natural body, you lack the legal right to function here on earth. That's why even the Lord Jesus himself had to be born of a woman for him to function, to get the legal authority to function here on earth. So the body is the earth suit, is what is packaged, is the container. The body is the container that carries that purpose here on earth. That when man is moving on earth, it's not the man, it is the purpose in the body of man. But when you see a man, you miss it. Are you understanding what I'm talking about now? So Jeremiah was an eternity product, packaged into the casing, the body of Jeremiah, for the benefit of the mankind of his time, so that as he is executing does he allow and he align himself to the pattern of God. There is a grace and a blessing rest on him, and then there is that a blessing that flows from heaven through him to the humanity and the human race at his time. So you find that the body is just a casing. For example, when you want to travel from here to the moon has no gravity. The force of gravity is absent. So you require what will keep you on the moon without suspending in the air. There is a special cloth that you need to wear while still in the moon, that when you go there, you finish your activity on earth, you remove it. So it's the same with the body here. Every person that comes on earth, he needs a natural body. And this natural body, it begins to function on the day that he is born, and then expire the day he finishes his existence on earth. We call it the day he dies, the natural death. When man encounter his death, at his demise, he expire existing on this natural earth. It is the same as a man who has gone to the moon and has finished his adventures over there, and now he has come on earth. He removed those clothes. Are you understanding me now? So the body is what carries the purpose. Okay? So here is the point. When you are on earth here, when you are formed, you're on earth, everything you need to do, there is that what now you are born with a woman and man. You are born with a woman and man, okay? Then there is that stage of development. Then the law of nature demands that you have to grow. There is that growth, the progressive growth, until you attain particular level of maturity. You need to understand the language. You need to understand the communication skills. You need to understand how. You need to know how to carry out activities in in the world of men, of which without you will not effectively communicate. For example, if a man, you are born a man, yes, but you are paralyzed. Your body means your body cannot function effectively. You can't move by yourself. You will still need help. Are you understanding me? So though you are here, you will not maximally actualize your assignment fully. So the body ought to be alive. The body needs to develop and mature for it to exercise that which it requires. That's why when you are born of a woman, there is that time of maturity. There's the training that you are taken through for us to you undergo growth processes. So when you are formed, during the growth process, God allowed that during your formation, it can be the shaping now. During your shaping process, this is God allows that you are raised into a God-fearing family. God-fearing family, where the cultures and the fear of God will be placed in your heart. Because as you are growing, the environment where you grow determines how you be shaped up, how you be formed. Your environment, we are shaped mostly by our environment. How we reason, how we act, how we do things, it is so much contributed by the environment we live in, the society, you see. So God will make sure that you are raised in a God-fearing family, and also God-fearing family that knows your purpose you are created. For example, like Samson, his parents, Manoah, they knew what his purpose was. They knew what his purpose was. And one of it was like, let's check in the book of Judges. You find parents, because they are God-fearing, before you come, they already know what the purpose you came to fulfill. Yeah, that is in the book of Judges, chapter number 3. So chapter number 13. Let's begin from verse number 6. So the woman came and told her husband, saying, a man of God came to me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God, very awesome, but I did not ask him where he was from, and he did not tell me his name. And he said to me, behold, you shall conceive and bear a son. Now drink no wine or similar drink, nor eat anything unclean, for the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day he shall die. Then Manoah prayed to the Lord and said, oh my Lord, please let the man of God whom you sent come to us again. So you see, Manoah was talking to his wife. His wife had encountered the instruction, prescription of the child they are going to give birth to. This is Samson. He said he would be a Nazarite. So in accordance to God's pattern is that Samson is to be a Nazarite. His name Samson. His eternal purpose is that he will deliver the Israelites from the Philistines. And what does that mean? There is prescription, like he was given. He will not drink wine. He will not shave his hair because he will be a Nazarite. So as all the days, it is happening before Samson is born. So it means these are the eternity prescription. All the days on earth, Samson had to function according to what he was told. Not to drink wine, no wine, and not to cut his hair. Those are instructions for him. So it means that all the days he spent on earth, there are instruction he was keep in accordance to how he was created. So he fashioned his days here on earth to fit his creation, to fit his purpose of creation. Are you understanding me now? And that is how it happened. So you find as he grow, he will not cut his hair, he will not take wine. Now let me assume for us, normally, you will get an eternal instruction concerning your children on how about their destiny. You will know which school to take them. You will know who will marry them. You will know what the kind of the courses they are supposed to do, so that as they are being equipped, so that you can fashion them, so that they can be conformed to eternity purpose. And all their days, when they are not aligned to what God created them before time, it means here on earth they will be captured, and the earth will become they will become confused. Are you understanding me? So here our days here on time, how do we spend our days determine what the crown or the crown we will receive in age to come. Are you understanding me now? So our faithfulness on time, in accordance to the instruction that God gave us, is what determines the crown or the reward that we will receive in time to come. Let's check in the book of 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians and verse number 5. 2 Corinthians chapter number 5 and verse 9. He say, I wish I could get amplified version. He say, therefore we make it our aim, whether present or absent, to be well pleasing to him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ. Are you seeing it? Judgment seat of Christ. That each one may receive the things done in his body according to what he has done, whether good or bad. This type of appearing, the judgment of the saint, is we are being judged in accordance to our faithfulness. This is not the white throne judgment, whereby the devil and the rebellious and the demons are being thrown onto the lake of fire. This one is the judgment in accordance to our faithfulness. Faithfulness to what? What did God told you? I mean, the prescription we received of our existence. Then you got your eternity, the instruction of your eternity purpose, instruction for your purpose, the prescription of your existence, the reason why you are created. Then God gave you the time on earth. How did you use that time how did you use that time to fulfill that which he created you to do? And how best, according to his instruction, did you use that time to fulfill it? And that is what will determine you to receive the crown. He say, and let them that build take heed what material they use. Some, when they use hay, others they will use wood. You see, when the fire will test, it means you will suffer loss, and you will miss the reward. So this is the reward we are talking about, eternity. So the reward that we are talking about, you receive by your faithfulness. How loyal, how faithful did you use what God gave you, the instruction God gave you to accomplish? Because we are eternal product moving here in time. There is a waiting bay called time. It's like you are journeying. We are journeying to a particular destination, but there is some time given here while waiting for the flight to leave. So what does this mean? While we are still in the transition called time, it can be for 10 years, it can be for 100 years, it can be for 50 years or 70 years. That is the time you are waiting. You see, while you are still here on earth, how well did you accomplish that which he sent you? How well did you allow the treasures of heaven to influence the men of the earth through you? How did the people benefit through you? You see, so this one demands us to align very well, knowing that we are the vessel that carry the blessing of God to the humanity. A man or a woman who understands this, you are not trying to get things for yourself. No, all things you require for your existence have already been delivered to you at your creation. So what you require is your faithfulness and loyalty to the path that God has given you to follow. As you keep on following it, everything you require unfolds. So, and that is what brings the reward. How best did you allow the heaven to touch the lives of men? How much did you allow the heaven to benefit the human race through you because of your alignment to what you are created for? That is what matters. You see, eternity men, eternity vessels, they don't do things because of themselves. Everything you do is because of the conscience of eternity. Conscience of eternity. You see? So here is when maybe let me say now, for example, you like some of us, you are not born in the God-fearing family. You are not born while the things are aligned. So it means even your parents did not know the purpose you existed. Even you are reared. In fact, you are not raised. So as you are growing, then by God's mercy you stumble into the truth. Then you knew Christ. The grace of God caused you to know Him. Then you started individually to follow after God by yourself. You develop intimacy with God. Then God revealed His purpose to you, just like the way He revealed to Saul of Tarsus, the man who has been persecuting the church. The day you encounter, He gives you the pattern. See, when you go in the book of Acts 28, see what Paul of Tarsus say. 26 and verse number. Let me begin from verse number 12. While thus occupied, as I journeyed to Damascus with authority and commission from the chief priests. At midday, O king, all the road I saw, a light from heaven, brighter than the sun, shining around me and those who sojourned with me. And when we all had fallen on the ground, I heard a voice speaking to me and saying in a Hebrew language, Saul, Saul, why persecuted me? It is hard for you to kick against the gods. So I said, who are you, Lord? And he said, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. But arise and stand on your feet, and I will appear. For I have appeared to you for this purpose. Are you seeing it? For this purpose. So the purpose of his existence was being given to him, to make you a minister and a witness both to the things which you have seen and to the things which you will yet and to the things which I will yet reveal to you. Are you seeing now? I will deliver you from the Jews, people, as well as from the Gentiles, to whom I now send you to open their eyes in order to turn them from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God, that they may receive forgiveness of sin and inheritance among those who are sanctified by faith in me. So this man was not, he never knew his purpose. He's not like Samson, he's not like Jesus, who knew from the birth, he knew his purpose. He was destroying the purpose of God. But now, by God's grace, God appeared to him and showed him. So when we realize that from that encounter, he left his work that he used to do, persecuting the church. In fact, he was having the authority, the stamped letter to give him the authority to drag people in the people of the way and destroy them. But he threw them away and embraced now this heavenly calling. From there he spent his days, he say, executing this mandate. You find him writing, he say, woe is me if I do not spend my days fulfilling, if I do not choose my life fulfilling that which I was called to do. So that is how it is. Every man on this earth ought to live. Once you encounter Christ, you use your days on earth. To serve the purpose of your existence in loyalty and in faithfulness, so that the human race and this world may receive the blessing of heaven through you. And this is only possible when you align, when you restrain all other parts, when you restrain all other ways and restrict your ways, you restrict your life and fashion it strictly to that which was given according to the vision. That's only when now you will become a vessel, you will become an outlet of heaven to heaven. You will become an outlet to heavenly treasures, to the mankind where you find yourself all the days of your living. And how faithful you are is what will determine the type of crown that you receive in eternity. Because all we know that your days on earth are to give you a privilege that you may get the crown of righteousness. And how loyal you live, how aligned your life is in accordance to that, in accordance to the eternal, the heavenly vision, the eternal instruction, or the purpose of your existence. That is what will determine the nature or the quality of crown that you receive. It's called the crown of life. The crown of life is received by them who love God. It's the love of God that constrains you to fashion your life day and night, to allow yourself that you become a vessel to release, to reflect the heaven, to reflect the life of Christ, to reflect the nature of Christ to your humanity. Are you understanding me? So you are not an ordinary person. You are not that business you are doing, unless it is part of your heavenly mandate, unless it is part of the heavenly vision for your life. It is a waste of time. You need to seek God and understand if business is part of that which you are doing, or if it's not a heavenly vision, it will be the burden that the need of the world is giving you. It will be the burden that the need of money is giving you. It can be a burden that the need around you for finances that is making you to do. And that one will serve, okay? Will serve to meet your earthly needs and yes, while you are here, but you will miss eternity. But if it's part of your purpose of existence, and you do it with your loyalty, you realize that business will be a blessing to many, and it will earn you a crown of eternity in heaven. So what am I trying to say? Let us not be in any activity or any work that is not part of our purpose of existence. Anything that is not for purpose of our existence, it will bring worms, it will bring strife, it will kill us, or it will make us to shrink spiritually until what we are doing is part and parcel of our eternal existence, is when it will bless us. It will make us increase, and we will do it with ease. Nothing can any battle you face in part of your in while executing the purpose of existence, the Lord himself, the Lord of hosts, who is the commander-in-chief, will fight for you. But when you are there for your sake, it means that you will have to preserve yourself. You will have to protect yourself, of which at times is not possible. The terrain where we are, you see, the world is filled with cruelty. Cruelty is here. So when you try here, unless you know why you are here, unless you know why you are created, your eternal purpose of existence, you will base your life on earthly. You will marry because everybody else is married. You will go in the university to study a course because it's well-paying. You will go in the city or in the continent because everybody is going and they are becoming rich. And chances are, you may do what others people are doing, but when it is your turn to do it, you fail or it costs you pain, because others are doing in accordance. It's an instruction or it is part of the purpose of existence. They are doing it because it is part of their purpose in their life. When you try to do it the same way, the same manner, in the same locality, you will face resistance or you will face the pain. It will not work for you, because you don't have the stature, you don't have the command of blessing to it. Are you understanding me? So this is, and a lot of people are buried here. You are building a house just because everybody else is building. You open church ministry because everybody else, or whatsoever you are preaching in your church is because everybody else is preaching. It doesn't work that way. Your life should be patterned. You should have a blueprint of what you are building your life on. And whatsoever is built on a blueprint, no matter how boisterous the wind is, no matter how hostile the environment is, no matter how the inflation high it is, you will still be sustained, because that which is born of God overcometh the world. The world system will fail, but that which is born of the word will stay. So the important thing is that whatsoever you do should be born of the word, not born of the world. Are you understanding me? And how best do we do should be how loyal, how faithful did we remain to. We determine the crown we receive. Never even once mortgage that which you have received as eternal treasure and try to price tag it and try to create a way on how you can generate resources for yourself. Any heavenly treasure is freely given and is freely given out. You receive it freely and you give it freely, unless if it's not for part of your purpose. But I'm hearing you asking me, how will I generate resources? Money comes in whenever we solve the needs of mankind. They will in return reward us. So you find that the reward system, we don't mortgage it. We don't place a price on it, a price tag on it. But just as we are doing, when we meet the need of men, when we help, when we lift pain, we bring joy. When we set the captive free, the oppressed free, you find that they will be put on pressure to reward us. And that is how it happens. So anything you receive, the heavenly treasure is not for sale. It's too expensive that the shilling of this world or the currency of the world cannot purchase it. You see. So here is my punch, my my conclusion, that as a man on earth, never try to live ordinary as just a mortal. You are eternal product packaged in the human flesh, spending your days here on earth, influencing your generation according to the will of God, with loyalty and with faithfulness to God, that in age to come you may be crowned and you may hear the master say, well done, good and faithful servant, enter into the kingdom with me. You understanding me now? So that is very, very important for us. So because of this is why we find that we develop intimacy with God. Intimacy with God is like, that is why you get the control the control station. When you are in assignment without receiving instruction from the control room, you may not be in synchrony with the commander-in-chief and the rest of the soldiers. So as a soldier, we develop intimacy and relationship that we may receive the marching order on a daily basis. The what you received yesterday may not be necessarily what you lose forever. He may give you a different instruction. So we remain in sync with him. This is why we intensify intimacy. This is why we intensify fellowship. This is why we intensify word study. This is why we intensify our personal relationship. Are you understanding me now? So it's very, very important for you and me to develop and intensify the relationship. Because without the relationship with the Holy Spirit, you will end up doing that which is fitting to men and other people. So our church ministry should be accomplishing this. Be it we as brethren, we are going to church. What is it? We want to know our purpose of existence. We want to know how faithful can we fulfill our existence, and how can we not miss our eternal reward. That is the thing. And we live soberly all the days of our lives here on earth. May God use this word and continue to build you up. Continue to build me up, that I may know the purpose of my existence, that I may remain faithful to my calling, that I may unleash it, and without being blamable, so that I may be blameless to my generation, and I may serve him according to his will. In Jesus' name, amen.